Welcome back to Arkham Asylum. We just freed the warden of the asylum.
Be a bat shop.
Yeah.
You look good, sailors. Anyway.
Oh, and I'm back. I just crawled out of the hole with the spoon. You want it?
Yeah, she's back, Seely's back, and now something really important here. The warden just gave us the codes for all the security terminals in the asylum, and now we can use this nifty little gadget, the cryographic sequencer, cryptographic. Anytime we see like certain security panels, we pull it out and unlock it, and gives us access to new rooms and whatnot.
Okay, also I think now that I'm hearing it there, I should recognize that voice actor, but I don't know.
Tom Kane.
Tom Kane.
Thank you.
We mentioned it like 3 times.
Yes, and I have the memory of a bat goldfish. Now, let's use the sequencer to basically do the wavelength puzzle from Spider-Man. That ought to do it, except Spider-Man, it actually worked. Here it looks like we fail so hard that the thing just blows up.
Much like your traditional DualShock controller, the cryptographic sequencer too also has... Sharp?
What?
How'd you get in there?
Yeah, as a reminder, that's Clayface. And what I'm doing right here is I'm trying to do the Easter egg where if you... Yeah.
I also just noticed the big ass sign to the right that says "Be careful."
I think you have to be a little further away for it to activate, or...
Not only that, I think Batman needs to be facing away from him.
Makes sense.
Well, regardless, it's just something that happens. Anyway,
Yeah.
But yeah, another thing we have to keep in mind of... Oh, first gonna go up here, because, like I mentioned, you're gonna see this inmate here. This is actually the winner of a contest that Rocksteady held during the development of this game, and if you won the contest, they got to immortalize you as an Arkham inmate.
Not only an Arkham inmate, but a crazy.
Oh man.
He never gets out, though. Like, he's just stuck in his cell for the rest of the game.
Was he missing an arm, or was that just stuck in something?
I think it was stuck behind his back or something.
Could have been though that would be really weird if it was like a semi-straight jacket.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
So maybe he is just an amputee.
Maybe.
Possibly.
He lost an arm to win that contest.
But yeah, just as a reminder, now that... So, to bring Seely...
That's right, Jordy.
To bring Seely and Jordan up to speed, Harley just released Ivy out of her cell. That big dome we're passing is her cell. But in addition to that, Joker decided it would be a fun idea to release these guys, the Psychos.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, those guys.
They don't seem too threatening. You just kind of put them on timeout.
Well, that's the thing. The thing with the Psychos is that, like, if they see you, they'll gun right for you.
Fair.
And, like I said, they're easy to deal with. The problem for me is that they'll sometimes, sometimes, let's say one's right behind you and you're too busy, like, say, using your cryptographic sequencer to unlock a gate. They will actually latch onto you while you're doing that.
So just clear the area before you do it. What's up, Seely?
Yep.
I don't know why, but for some reason this is making me think of Silence of the Lambs.
I mean, asylums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What came first, that story or just the very concept of Arkham Asylum?
I'm
pretty sure Silence came first.
I'm actually I'm pretty sure because it was based on a book, yeah. But let me look it up. So it started off with a book called Red Dragon, and oh no!
Oh, no, jeez!
Yeah. So yeah, now we're pretty much... Harley... Oh, what am I trying to say? If you look closely at the floors here, they all are lighting up. Now we have to get up here and get to Harley.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, if you look closely at the floors in some of these areas, they'll be, like, electrified, so you pretty much have to watch your footing.
Meanwhile, she swings in like a goddamn wrecking ball.
I was thinking the exact same damn thing.
It's the pose. It's so like. Anyways, yeah. I'm actually very, very curious to see which is first because DC Comics has been around for a long time.
Is it wrong for me that whenever I think of the Wrecking Ball song from Miley Cyrus, I immediately think of Thomas the Tank Engine?
Why?
Why?
I'm actually curious why.
Yeah, why?
A long, long time ago, in a Sonic hacking contest, there was a ROM hack based on Thomas the Tank Engine, and one of the Easter eggs that the developer of the ROM hack put in was literally for the Wrecking Ball boss fight. Not only was the Wrecking Ball Thomas's head, but if you input a certain code, then you literally see a Miley Cyrus lookalike with Thomas's head literally swinging on it.
Oh, God.
Huh.
Oh, no.
Jeez.
Oh,
Okay.
Anyone, I was
Go
going to
ahead.
ask if anyone remembered that We'd Like to Party Source Filmmaker one with Thomas
Oh, that's
the
a
Train
classic.
Engine on
With Heavy and
Yeah,
with Heavy
Heavy.
and Scout and the
Yeah.
train. Oh,
Wow, it won't be so easy trying to catch me.
I mean, I do give Tara Strong a lot of credit for like the fun portrayal, but I do like that like authentic vintage whatever thing.
Yeah, oh
for
yeah.
Harley there.
Honestly, my problem with Tara's Harley is that
Nice.
what am I trying to say? There are some performances where she's better about it. A lot of times when she voices Harley, I think she makes her too squeaky.
Such as in the DC Girls high school thingy. Oh look, a Tommy gun.
Yeah. Yep, that's one. That is the ventriloquist's Tommy gun. Well, specifically Scarface's.
What do you think of, what's her face? Kaylee, how do you pronounce her last name?
Kuko. If you're talking about the one from the Harley show, honestly, I'm not that big a fan of it, mainly just because it's a sense of, like, on its own, it's fine. You could put that voice on any female character. Nothing about it really screams Harley to me.
What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on this, Jordy?
I agree with Steve on, Kaylee Kuko's voice for Harley.
Yeah, what's funny is that, say what you will about the movie itself, but in the Batman Harley Quinn movie, where the other girl from Big Bang Theory voiced her, I felt like she at least tried to
Yeah.
sound like the previous Harleys.
Yeah, I like her.
I for some reason I was very amused by old Granny Harley Quinn and
I'm
Beyond.
sorry.
I was too.
Go ahead, James.
Why is it that for some reason, I feel like I said that twice already, but it's
Can
like
we
the
dub
whole...
that,
alright.
Jordy?
It's
Yeah,
alright,
we should.
it's alright.
That one
Go-
little scene with old Harley Quinn.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
DD.
go ahead, James.
Yeah,
You're
go
good.
ahead, James.
But basically, just the thought occurred in my head, when that other girl tried to voice Harley in that Batman and Harley movie, which I'm surprised that's on HBO Max, but the animated series is not. What was I going to say? I imagined that being, she tried to rev up her Harley.
Oh.
Also,
Honestly, with...
yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
I would say if we were talking about sit down, eat your peas. Anyway, so what were we gonna
There's
say?
no one over there. He's
Oh,
eating
we-
a rat, it looks like.
Yeah.
That's hardly as nutritious as peas, but
man, that wasn't peas, that was a knuckle sandwich!
And like I said, anytime they're nearby, I do have protective mode because I don't want to... Because I don't want to risk being surprised by them.
yeah, no, I get that. No, absolutely. Will Batman actually be like stunned or shaken if he gets screened by them?
Well, no, here's the thing. The scream does nothing, but, they'll charge at you. When they latch onto you, you can, rapidly press the X button to, pull them off you. But, the longer you have them on your back, they'll slowly start draining your health.
Oh, okay. Does it matter? So sorry, I'm asking all these questions. So does it matter?
You're fine.
Does it matter from what direction they leap onto you? Like when they're leaping at you from the front, you can counter them pretty quickly. But what happens if they
Oh,
grab
no,
you from behind?
You can counter them from any direction. As long
Okay.
as you see the counter symbol. Well, I say see the counter symbol, unless you're playing, one of the harder modes.
Oh, they actually deactivate prompts and HUDs and stuff.
Yeah, they
enough.
do that in the hard mode. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. This part right here did trick me up quite a bit when I was recording.
Look who's finally turned up, the Dark Knight himself.
Ah.
So the gimmick with this is that, as you see, she has these two hostages up in the air. Well, not up in the air, hanging on chains. You have to free them and get them out of this room within a time limit.
Okay, well, electric deactivated.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
So that's them.
gotta find
And the
other
reason
electric-
why it's-
there it is.
Yeah. And you have to find all the panels to get rid of all of them like that. The thing that not so much bugs me, but trips me up is that I sometimes forget where the exit is. So I remember in one of my recordings, I ended up gaming over because I couldn't find the proper place to exit from.
Oh, because there's bombs in here.
Yeah, and that's another thing that always trips me up. Once you get far enough, Harley will automatically skip the timer straight to 30 seconds.
Forget the countdown! Fire!
Basically.
But yeah, I was gonna say to get around
Shoot
to
them all.
while we were. Oh, there it is. It almost sounded like he was praising the door, we worship you. Open up. There you go.
Ooh. Hurry, get
Oh,
over there.
hail, Emperor Joker!
And then he's all like, "You called me crazy, but it worked." Oh, jeez. I don't
And
know.
Tom
ma-
Kane number 3. What was it for? I forget.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
Yeah, voicing this, not Fred Flintstone.
And I'll say, yeah, the fun fact time for the chronology, because we were talking about Silence of the Lambs and all that crap earlier. So, it should be noted, first off, Batman started in 1940.
Yep.
Damn.
He's an oldie.
And the first, according to this, the first appearance of Arkham, which they keep saying Arkham's like the spirit of Arkham is a man, but apparently it's actually a woman who started it.
Really?
Yeah, the Elizabeth Arkham.
Well, I think that is the name of Amadeus's wife.
Oh, and maybe he named it after. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's called the Elizabeth. No,
Jeez.
Burnt your carrots.
go to bed by 8. Anyway, so yeah, the full name is the Elizabeth Arkham Asylum for the Criminally Insane, and it first appeared in a Batman comic of whose number I'm not going to say, so I don't sound any more of a nerd than I already am. But I will say that comic came out in 1974, and the Silence of the Lambs book didn't come out until '88.
Oh, so Arkham came first.
Yep. And just in case Matt's listening and tries to call me out on it, yes, I know that Silence of the Lambs was the sequel, but its predecessor book, Red Dragon, came out in '81, so Arkham still wins. So yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe it was an inspiration. I don't know. I don't know if the author read Batman.
And now for another fun fact: the Hammer of Justice is loaded with all sorts of vitamin C. So whenever I punch a mook in the face, they're certainly getting the bulk of it.
Has Batman ever done an ad for Sunny D?
I would not be surprised. Like,
jeez, they're raining from the ceiling.
Oh my god!
It's raining men.
I hurt my knuckle as soon as that happened.
You okay?
that raining man does not warrant a hallelujah. Just saying.
I don't know. I'm having fun with this. I'm being dumb today, but. Does the little puzzle that you use, that little cryptograph thingy on, get any harder or any more challenging, or is it just kind of like find the sweet spot and?
It's always find the sweet spot. It changes depending on which panel, but yeah, it's roughly the same thing you do every time.
It does get a little harder, like the further you move on, but that's also where one particular upgrade you can give the cryptographic sequencer comes in very handy, because it essentially bypasses some of that tedium.
Yeah.
Well, there's technically two of them. One of them increases the range of it, which means, like, if you happen to be, like, further away from it, you can still be able to, like, use it on a panel. And another is a power amplifier, which makes it a lot easier to find their sweet spots.
Then yeah, okay. you'd want the amplifier more so.
Yeah, the amplifier, the range one's pretty handy too, but the amplifier is what you're gonna want to get first.
And now it's time for Harley's curtain call.
Oh, it's finally an actual final boss with her?
No.
Damn.
It's basically her doing the same thing she did beforehand, having Mooks do her dirty work.
Yeah,
no, I'm going over here. Funny. It's safer over here. Okay, it's not as funny that first.
Oh, jeez.
There you go. It wasn't. I'm sorry. It wasn't as funny the second time, but something about the way if you go back to it, something about the way. Stop punching me. Something about the way all of the models animated. It seemed like Batman and all four Mooks had that shared.
Move it.
Get up. And
yeah, that's a thing about this particular area, and also applies to the combat challenge area tied with it. Be careful of which panels are lining up. Like for example, if this part of the floor we're on starts lining up, get out of the way, because then you'll be electrocuted.
He just broke his leg.
Yep.
And before that, he literally gutted him with the freaking pole.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he also did something arguably more painful with that pole just before. But anyway, what I was gonna say is when you first jumped over the fence, it almost looked like everybody had the shared reaction of, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. He's supposed to be over here, isn't he? And Batman was like, this doesn't seem right. They're supposed to be over here, aren't they? And they both all had that shared oh, how silly. Anyway.
It's like, oh, you. I'll break your leg.
Oh, you.
Dang, why am I always off sequence?
Oh, wait, what's up?
I don't get it.
That was your dub with Bugs and Daffy, though. What's up?
No, never mind. I was being one of the henchmen.
Oh, sorry. I was just referencing because I don't know why. I always love things that cut off, cut off before they're actually finished.
It's like that.
What is up,
oh, jeez, there he goes. Okay, I heard water. Ow!
Oh yeah. Oh, careful.
You better get out of there.
No.
Man, both you and that guy had the same okay, truce. Just get over the fence.
Okay, truce is over. Now I'm gonna go ahead and punch you in your nuts.
Batman is famous for his 2-second long truces, which I call deuces.
Doop.
You call what?
Go ahead, James.
Never mind. We're actually getting to the end of this bit.
No worries. And
Yeah, the end of the
I
Harley
can hear
bit,
what you said,
because
Logan.
I called 2-second truces deuces.
Ha!
but yeah, apparently Joker is not impressed with how Harley's been handling the situation, so she's not gonna be going to the big party that he's hosting for Batman.
Aw, man.
Aw.
So now she's gonna try to take things in her own hands.
You big ugly bat.
Here comes our boss.
I mean, real fancy, but
Oh! Ouch.
Yep. Probably should have used the hammer.
Oop.
Or the hyenas.
Doop.
Taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the list she had earlier.
Why the smiles next to certain names?
You're the detective, you tell me.
I'll figure it out later. Doop.
What I just said.
And now we're gonna use this. We're basically gonna use her fingerprints to help us get a little bit closer to Joker with our detective vision. But first,
and so that pretty much ends the relevance of Harley Quinn.
Give it a game or two.
Well,
Ah, damn it.
Yep, I know.
I love Batman's smug reaction to that.
yeah, it's like he's in the gardens. Oh crap! Yep, I know.
I like that line.
Too late.
Yeah, that's honestly like moments like that are why I love this like Arkham Asylum and City. And Origins does try their best to emulate it, but I think this and City are where the writing for the series peak.
Yeah.
I mean, this man may be cursed to never smile again, but never say he doesn't have a sense of humor.
There is this fun sense of like back and forth between Batman and some of his less than lethal villains. Not to say that Harley is, but she's less lethal than others. In which case,
Like Mr. Freeze's cage here.
oh,
Oh, sorry about that. That automatically gets there. But
yeah,
that
wow,
is
that is
Freeze's
Mr.
cage.
Freeze's. Makes sense. But what was I say? But you know, like sometimes there are bits where like you almost get the impression that he is just kind of giving them a hard time or just messing with them because he has to find
Yeah.
some way to ease off the stress on the job.
Which, you know, DC could really do a better job of making an actual fact.
Yeah,
Thank you.
like remember the fact that he is capable of laughing.
Right.
Alrighty.
You
So,
know, doesn't always have to be a brooding stoic for the rest of his days.
well, see you, Harley. See you in the next game.
Yeah.
This won't be the end.
Oh, by the way, Harley, Brodasis, that outfit's really tacky. You should probably look into something different.
And then she just gives him the bird.
Yeah.
Shorty, you really should have followed that up with she gave him the birds of prey.
Oh!
No, what I was doing is that, like, that outfit's tacky, you should look into something different. You know what? Maybe I will! And that's how she gets the outfit she has in City.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch on.
You're fine.
Although, could I go back a bit on what I was saying
go for
about Harley?
Sure.
Oh, what's up?
Her voice actors are more rather. So, So I'm not too keen on the current one for the Harley show, which is okay.
Oh.
She's doing fine.
yeah.
If I can interrupt real quick, that particular batarang I got is really handy. You know the sonic batarang basically is like you throw it and it'll send out a signal. This is mostly for like predator sections. It'll send out a signal. Any goon that's near it will go over and investigate it. Very handy for if you want to separate some goons away from a pack or something, or lead them to
Gotcha.
traps.
Okay.
But yeah, continue.
Anyway, she's fine. I thought the other voice actress for her was pretty good. Tara, I kind of have mixed feelings for. Like, sometimes she's good, sometimes I feel like she does a little over the top. I think Arlene, back when she was a part of animated series, would be my second favorite. My most favorite is Hynden Walsh.
Oh yeah, Hendon is really good. She's the person that
Yeah.
voiced her in The Batman and Assault on Arkham.
And she's the voice of Starfire in Teen Titans.
That too.
And previously Verity and Kid Icarus.
Ha, that's kind of funny. Two of the Titans.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
look at that.
Oh yeah, you know that's funny because Raven is also technically one of the Titans.
Oh, yeah, you're right. What do you mean, technically?
Well, by technicality, she voices Raven.
Her voice actor. So
I was
two
gonna
of the
say,
Titans were. So two of the Titans were Harley Quinn.
It's
Yeah.
pronounced actual.
You know, You know, I can't wait. You know, I want that to continue. I want that to be a continued trend, and I can't wait to see how Carrie Payton gets to voice Harley. He's the guy that voices Cyborg, by the way.
Oh! I bet he could do it good. Oh, I'm Harley.
Oh, hey there, Mr. Creeper.
What did you say?
Oh no, he's talking about the radio. We're getting another report from Jack Ryder.
Oh.
Or, you know, yellow-skinned wacky man for those of the extended tongue.
Yes, I got it.
Doing all right, Logan.
I'm listening to the news.
Well, don't. The news is depressing. How about you, Seely? I guess she took offense.
She's also listening to the news. Seely. She's so engrossed in the news. The news is really affecting Batman.
She
today.
really wants to know about the morning report.
Everyone needs to know about the weather.
Okay, I
thought she only turned on the radio so she could listen to that 160 song over and over again.
Ah!
Oh, Toxic, what was it called again?
Do
Oh, hang on.
eat your piece.
Well, oh, he just kicks it. Nice stand. But I was
Yeah.
gonna say, okay, I gotta ask, considering how, like, venomously, like, people like J. Jonah Jameson have been trying to go after Spider-Man all this time, and especially given how, like, you know, against the books Batman tends to do things by, has there ever been, like, a character, like a reporter who's really, like, against Batman? Oh gosh, he's a ghost.
Well, I do know, as far as, like, Gothamites go, the closest you have to that is Harvey Bullock, who just thinks he's kind of a whack job.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, you see a grown man in a bat suit. Nobody told him to wear the bat suit. He just thought, I'm gonna wear this bat suit.
I mean, yeah, that would creep out anyone. I mean, especially when they're like literally the first time.
Hello,
on the job.
citizen.
Because, like, I will admit, like, I understand the intimidation factor, but I still look at that.
Here he comes.
Look at him jauntily.
Look at him go! Ah! Oh.
It's like I get the intimidation factor, but I don't quite understand the logic of I'm going to make people scared. I want to instill fear in people by becoming the thing that I fear the most. Like Batman, that's the only Batman. But if you do that, you're just gonna make yourself afraid more than anybody else. He's like, "What are you talking about?" Looks in the mirror. But just in general, like, he would want to look like other people's fears, I think, then, right? Or
Well, no, I think it's just a matter of... I'm sure there's a better explanation for it, but I can't think of it. Ooh, employee relations.
Harley disappointed me, and now she's out of the picture. Gone, forgotten, dead to me.
Honestly, if Joker was really true to form, he would have meant that literally. But Harley's still relevant, so
Yeah.
clearly not. That's not the case.
nah, he's
Nope.
crazy. Andor likes manipulating and using her, so it's always on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know that there are some writers that like to toy with the idea of maybe he does like her, but I know that's something that the fans hate.
Well, actually, it's more of a mixed bag than anything else.
Look at what he did in the Harley Quinn show. He was relentless.
Well, that's one. It's different interpretations then at that point. Like, I don't think there's ever been one consistent approach. What's up, James?
I mean, it's one of those things I can't get too mad about, considering the fact that there's sometimes you can get away with it because it's an alternate universe. But if it were like a mainline universe, you gotta be a little more careful about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hello, citizen. How would you like to play? Oh, I thought I was about to glide onto him.
No, we don't get to play with him just yet.
How would you like to play Leap Bat?
Yeah, I thought I was about to play Leap Bat, but I guess I was just trying to get my bearings.
Want to see how it does?
Leap
Oh,
Bat!
jeez. Accidental leap bat.
Yeah, I do too much meandering in this Double Date footage.
I would have paid at least $5 extra for a deluxe edition of this game where if you flew into a wall like that, Batman actually splatted like George of the Jungle.
Watch out for that bat tree.
It would have been so fun. Anyway.
Just, yeah, no, if it's not immediately obvious, now the crazies are literally rummaging about all across the gardens, and I mean, honestly, they're not that much more threatening out here than they are in...
Yep.
Okay,
See?
hello!
Oh my god!
Shut me up.
That's what I was talking about. If you're not careful, they'll spook you.
I mean, otherwise, they're not really that much... They're really not that big of a threat out in the gardens as they usually could be, like, in closer proximity. Like, if you're the claustrophobic type, they'd be your worst nightmare.
Yeah, like, this is a much wider space you're dealing with. Do you not read a map?
Wow.
But except the maps are so tricky in this game, because I noticed that they don't tell you exactly where Riddler's secret is, more just like the general area.
You know how to...
Me!
Wow.
Jeez.
You spooked me.
Nah.
Looks like somebody wants a game of Bat Frog, or what the hell did you
Bat
call it?
frog?
Yeah, that's what he said.
It was Leap Bat. Sorry, it was Leap
yeah,
Bat,
Leap
not
Bat.
not Bat
Well,
Frog.
either way works.
Was there ever a frog-themed villain in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Batman?
In Ninja Turtles, yeah, the punk frogs.
Jeez, was that there? Do you think was that supposed to be their riff on the Battletoads?
The Battletoads weren't even a thing back then.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Battletoads...
Huh.
Yeah, because punk frogs are technically from the comics, and the Battletoads weren't even a thing by that point. Leap Bat.
Whack!
Ow.
Good game out there, sport.
Well, now I know.
Smack.
Well, lesson learned. Step on a crack, have a bat break your back.
It's like,
Dang.
nice catch, Percy.
They would actually. They would. Criminals would probably talk about weird stuff like that when their main arch nemesis looks like this.
I mean, hell. You got the typical Gotham children telling all sorts of wacky stories about what the Batman really is.
Oh yeah, one of them being a parody of Schumacher.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, what do you girls have to say on all this?
I have to say that this is wacky.
Kind of scary.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's an asylum. Of course it's going to be scary.
Honest to God, I can only imagine how you two shall feel whenever we get to Arkham Knight, which actually earned its M rating.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, honestly, like, I remember seeing a full playthrough of it. Aside from one bit at the beginning and a bit more aggressive dialogue, its tone isn't really that different from the other games.
Honestly makes me wonder why they even bothered in the first place.
Well, I guess it was just an instance of, it was, like, just enough to warrant it. It's kind of like, there's the tiny bit.
Tiny bit of a bat going rogue.
Yeah.
Eh.
And shooting people.
I mean,
Not Batman, but just someone shooting people.
I mean, think of the children.
That's a good idea. I'll turn them all into Robins.
You'll adopt them all.
And that's when he started Batman Incorporated.
On that note, everybody taking bets now. Who are we going to fight next part when we go to the botanical garden?
Oh, I don't know.
Two-Face.
I mean, close enough.
Bye.
You heathens clearly can't tell that we're obviously going to be facing Quilt Man.